Pennsylvania Wild Center is a regional nonprofit, and our mission is to grow small businesses, develop our regional tourism brand, and inspire entrepreneurship and stewardship in our youth. That's you guys. I've always been drawn to public service. My first career was as a newspaper reporter. I did that for 10 years. Then I went into business with my sister, small business, outfitting business, and from there I moved over to the Pennsylvania Wilds work. And at that time, the Wilds, there was this regional effort to grow nature tourism as an industry, as a way to help diversify our rural economy, grow, create jobs, improve quality of life, and inspire stewardship. And I was really attracted to the initiative right from the start. And then when I saw that there was this opportunity to take some of the lessons that I'd learned in the private sector and move over to the public realm with those and try to help move this work forward, this regional work forward, I threw my hat in the ring, and I'm glad I did. And for a number of years, it sort of incubated as a grant-funded position that moved around in different places, different organizations. But then eventually, it got to this point where I was like, what are we trying to do here? How long do we want this work to go on? And the answer is, it's going to go on for generations. And if that's the case, we need a structure around it. There needs to be a nonprofit that, an actual structure that can help carry it forward. You need that sort of formal capacity around it. The term nonprofit is sort of a misnomer because it sounds like as a nonprofit you don't need to make any money, but of course that's not true. You have staff, you have employees, you have contractors, you have bills, you have all the same things that a small business has. So you definitely have to, create a business plan, create revenue streams. The difference with a nonprofit to a for-profit business is what you do with the money that you are able to bring in. And at a nonprofit, it has to go toward your mission. Your mission is really important because you want people to understand it quickly. You don't want to have to spend a lot of time trying to explain what it is that you do. And I remember when I first wrote, my first career was as a journalist, so I like writing, and I oftentimes there's a saying in journalism circles that it's a lot harder to write short than it is to write long. And of course I come in with this mission statement that's like this long, and my board is like, I have another writer on my board and he's just said, oh yeah, the first sentence, there's our mission, and the rest of it all got cut. So, and I was really thankful because that is what you need when you go out there. You need sort of a statement that says, this is what we do. There's a lot of rewarding things about the work that I do now with the Pennsylvania Wild Center. Of course, out there in the communities, anytime you see a little business get off the ground, I don't know if people understand what it takes to get a little business off the ground, to actually start a whole new organization and to make it go, to make it really go, to get that traction. And when you see one, that has grown and they start and they make a hire. I had a business the other day that made a hire, and I just was so excited for them, and I'm so excited for us because, a lot of people, I just don't think that they realize small businesses are the majority of job growth in our country. There is not an entrepreneur that I know, a successful one, that is not a really curious person. Just constantly trying to take in new information, always asking questions. It's a great quality, and if you have a curious nature about you, I would say you've got an entrepreneurial spirit in there somewhere growing. You have to be willing to risk looking foolish. You have to be willing to risk failure. You have to be willing to go out there and try it and maybe fail publicly, and you got to get back up and try it again. Nonprofits are always looking for volunteers, and volunteering, especially at a young age, and moving up, there's so many opportunities to move up, to learn new skills, and to find yourself in a leadership role where you really could make a big difference and develop as an entrepreneur. So I would really encourage people that are, have this feeling about public service to really get out there and explore what's available.